actual like categorization on this, probably. Let's see. Just say something. Just anything.
Yes, anything.
Just say something. Just anything.
You like quiet?
Huh. That actually did not come very loud. I wonder if the wheel, just a little, there it is. This thing sometimes can be. And then you can kind of control the volume with this little wheel too.
Oh.
But yeah, just say something at full volume, I guess, one more time.
All right. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, just say something at full volume, I guess, one more time.
All right.
Weird. It's picking up on you like it's like my headset picking up on you from further away, right? Isn't that kind of what it sounds like? Weird. Oh, it's because sorry, that button.
Oh.
There you go. Okay, now we're good. All right.
Oh.
Awesome.
All right.
No, okay, it's got the right category. Cool. Okay, we should be good then.
Sure. All right.
All right. Well, since that Spider-Man video didn't actually quite work out, this is the first actual video.
Yeah, we'll be doing together. Yeah, for sure.
It's rated M for immaturity.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the name of the show.
I love it, dude.
Let's see. Sure. Subtitles are on. Interact. Sure. Biovision. Okay. Well, somebody's already watching. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Just make sure everything looks ray tracing. Huh. Interesting. This is an indie game with ray tracing on, huh? That's cool.
What was the head bobbing about?
I don't know. I don't know why you would have that tell thing. Oh, maybe for people with like eyesight problems where it's too much they get motion sickness maybe.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. Check out the sci-fi Rutger Hauer stuff.
Yeah. He is the best live-action Morgan Edge, though, so far. I will say that.
Lazarski, you there?
The subtitles showing. Not showing up.
Come in, Lazarski.
No.
Not yet, anyway.
Lazarski,
all right.
You there?
Okay.
Did you hear that there was going to be anything about, like, bugginess with this game ahead of time, or...?
Oh, I have to click apply.
Oh.
That's why. That makes sense. No, not really. That kind of stuttering opening credit scene
that
is
was
kind of
weird.
the only thing I'd...
Come in, Lazarski.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm here.
You okay there? I've been hailing
Interesting
you for the past
delivery.
5 minutes.
I'm fine. I must have dozed off.
No rest for the
because
wicked.
you're older.
That's the dream meter treating you.
Well, I'm not a
Dream eater.
vegetable yet.
Could have fooled me.
Alrighty, are.
I'm serious, Dan.
It's weird
Your
to
signal's all
kind
over
of
the
have
place.
Rutger
You
Hauer
taking your
doing this
meds?
voice.
Sure.
Sure.
Wow,
What did she ask?
That was convincing.
Not entirely sure.
Take your meds, detective. I need you
Oh,
clear-headed.
we're supposed to be on meds.
Well, that sounds about right for Rutger Hauer. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like, is this just a playing as This is just a Rutger Hauer simulator.
Because the last time I ever saw Rutger Hauer in something was that Hobo with a Shotgun movie.
Yeah.
Last new thing
that
that I saw him in. So I just remember my last memory of him is this crazy homeless man with who really believed in justice. So
I guess this will be the last brand new thing. Then.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Well, we took our
Like I said.
pill, I
Better
guess.
already.
I don't like that this little robot face is... Can we sure this is a real person?
See the headlines?
Yeah.
This isn't just a fucking AI telling us to...
Don't be like that. It's just...
Yeah.
hard to tell.
I don't need a babysitter.
Check up on me. I can take care of myself.
He sounds like he might need someone to check up on him.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Any work for me downtown?
Nothing so far. No one left for you to interrogate.
Sounds pretty.
Why? Because he killed them all already? Really?
The explosion leveled half a block. The place is still on fire. Corporate
So
goons
that
all
explosion
over the
killed
place,
everyone
securing
that
the
could have been
area.
interrogated in the police station.
That's a lot of people. Wow.
I do like the kind of retro sci-fi aesthetic
Careful
this
what
has,
you
though.
say. This is a monitor channel.
Who is this? How'd you get this?
The Riddler?
frequency?
Don't
He's
you
gonna make us find
recognize
8,000 trophies.
me? Yes. Well, what's left of me? Dad.
Our son is a cyborg.
This time.
Away from you.
Okay.
Thought it would be easier to hear your voice after all these years. But it really isn't.
Come on, Dad.
What did he
Don't
do?
start.
Don't start.
I really thought I could pull it off.
Slurred his words
You know,
like, oh, like Sylvester Stallone a little bit.
Or Rick.
Just setting
I mean,
us all free.
Rick, as drunk as he is, he tends to be pretty
Right.
articulate with his
Well,
speech.
at least in the first season more so, he'd do a bit more of
That's
the
true.
drunken,
That's
you
true.
know,
Shit. Dad,
stereotypical slurring and stuff.
just listen to me. Whatever happens, I need you to remember, you're not in control.
Adam, can you hear me? You still there? Adam. God damn it.
Can't get this computer to work. Fuck.
I'm too old for computers.
he's just too old.
Displaying now.
Krabinsky. That's new.
Is everybody Polish in this one? Larzinski, Bazinski, come on.
Hey, it's just a Polish future.
Location established. Tenement building. Class C district.
Jesus. Adam, the stacks. You just had to hit bottom, huh?
I'm just assuming now that this son character was wherever he is, he's not there by choice. I'm assuming.
Right, rock fucking bottom. This is cool opening. It's like a TV show
Yeah.
opening or something.
Well, it's interesting because this game developer, Bloober Team, this
Looks
is
like
a
a-
really small studio, like a really small studio.
Seems like a Westworld theme or
It kind of does, yeah.
or even the editing of something like American Horror Stories, like
Actually,
opening.
yeah. Oh shit, is that Dr. Octopus?
It does look like fucking. But I'm guessing this is gonna be better than American Horror Story.
Probably.
Did you hear they're doing like just an anthology series now on Hulu, just called
It's like
American
a separate
Horror?
story.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
just
separate
called
show.
American Horror Stories.
And it's so
Which-
stupid. They don't even have. They,
But it might work better. Who knows?
Maybe.
In that like not quite seasonal format where
yeah, that may be. I don't know. They just stretch so hard. I am liking the visual
yeah.
design of this.
And I'll say for those trailers for that show, it looks like it's maybe trying to commit to the actual idea of it being horror more. Like it might actually be trying to be scary
Sure.
at times, you know, which it would be a welcome
Change from
yeah.
the fucking like non-stop campiness of the
Yeah.
of the actual show.
Well, it's like those first. I'd say the first like 3 seasons I remember liking just because
I
they
really
were
like season 1, but I like parts of seasons 2 and 3.
right.
But even those, I feel, oh wow, that's visually very impressive.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
awesome.
This is what a shitty apartment building looks like in this world.
Well, that's not too bad.
Join us now. Hard work and patience is all it takes to achieve a civic status upgrade.
Weird.
Huh.
Sounds communist to me.
It does sound very communist. Anyway, I'm sorry. Keep going about
But
American
yeah,
Horror
I mean,
Story.
I like season 3 because it was like a witch version of the X-Men or something like that.
You know, again, I like the
yeah.
first half
Yeah.
a lot, but I really felt like it got boggled down and take.
I kind of lost interest by the point Stevie Nicks came into it.
Yeah, I was like only a little over halfway through.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Well, because my thing was Sarah Paulson gets blinded, then gets her eyes back, then blinds herself again, then gets her eyes back, then blinds herself again, and that all happens from like episode 7 to
Right.
like episode 9. And it just felt like it was just so much.
First, I thought the captions read the Pollock's personal computer is both powerful and unfriendly.
It probably. I mean, you know what? I bet the machines in this world are somewhat unfriendly.
It's weird how like opposite in ideology those two kind of posters are. Like one is
right
kind
next
of
to each
about
other, yeah.
again, if it was sending any kind of like economic message to me, it'd be kind of like communism or something.
Right.
And then the other one's like take some time off working,
Right.
you know, like just
Right.
relax and shit,
Like your
and spend
electronic
time with your
counterpart
family.
share the load.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hi.
Also, in real life, I feel like if there was a cheap robot walking around
It would all. It would just be-
tenements, humans would constantly be pushing it over, and it would just constantly be on its side, kicking its little legs and
Yeah,
shit.
well, did you see they actually put like there's actually some people that put a robot out into the world,
Yeah.
right? Like a humanoid robot,
Uh-huh.
and basically it was like tracking like how people would treat it, right, over time, and like within like a week it was found like stripped for parts in a ditch.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, robots just out there for anybody to touch and shit. That robot's getting fucked with. I'm
Right.
sorry to say.
Well, I think the only way that they wouldn't is if robots and robot parts become.
Like, part of you, like that guy, or...
Oh, sorry, triangle is.
Hey, there's Rutger
menu.
Hauer.
Yep. Triangle is like our menu.
Oh, cool.
Locate Adam's apartment. Take pill.
You actually have to always take your pills.
Collectibles. So there's a bunch of collectible stuff.
Those are all different pills that you can take.
Those are the collectibles. Taking Max Payne to a whole other fucking level.
Yeah.
Easy there, Tin Man. I'm not looking for trouble.
Is that like a racial slur for cyborgs?
What'd he say?
Tin Man?
Oh, no. Well, Tenet, I think he's just saying because...
No, he called him Tin Man at
Oh,
first.
Tin Man. Oh.
What? No. Family. Family. No. Tenant. Sort of. Aim.
It was Grabinski, right?
Yeah, Garbanzo Zinsky or something, yeah.
Grabinski.
Garbanzo beans. Looking for some garbanzo beans.
Apartment 7.
Yeah, but it was Garbanzo.
Ground floor.
Oh, do you see his wrist?
Through
Yeah.
the courtyard. Turn right.
I like how grungy this is.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is when cybernetics don't look so pretty.
Yeah, I mean, because they wouldn't.
Right.
Right,
It would
they
be
wouldn't.
weird or gross looking or...
Yeah. I mean, especially like really mixing it into your body like that. Like, there's no way it would just look good.
Well, that was one thing that was kind of cool. It's kind of a controversial topic to bring up, but the He-Man cartoon that was on Netflix just now or whatever,
Yeah,
or the Masters of the Universe
About
cartoon.
half a season that they released.
Right, it was only 5
I find it
episodes
weird
long.
that they only put out half a season.
Well, like, it has a season, like, you're right, I mean, the rest of it is happening, going to be put out later or whatever.
I just find it weird that, like, for a company that markets itself kind of on, what is this? State-of-the-art holographic display offers virtual reality grade immersion. The mighty processor will handle even the most complex calculations. Kinetic interface allows for maximum comfort and efficiency. No, I just feel like
Right.
Netflix brands itself on the release everything at once
Sure,
for the
right.
format, and like you've got Disney Plus doing weekly releases, Hulu does weekly releases.
Well, maybe it's
I don't
possible
know.
because they only made so much of it here that they just figured to split up so they could get 2 seasons out of it right away.
Sure.
Because I know that Chilling Adventures of Sabrina show or whatever on Netflix.
Like 4 seasons.
Yeah, but it was only on for 2 years, so the second season they greenlit and put out only 6 months after the first season. So it wasn't even like a full year later or anything like that. I was also listening to a thing on YouTube, hour and 20-minute video, just tearing into that show, talking about it.
Sabrina show.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried watching it, and I couldn't even get through the I watched the first episode, and I just did not.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just did nothing for me.
That comic is so good. I read the first few issues that I read of that Chilling.
It's like just the ground and all the buildings are like holographic.
That is cool. That's very cool. But yeah, that Sabrina comic was amazing in the first few. The art was awesome. It was like this Rosemary's Baby, like just goes really fucking dark.
Yeah.
Future of things and yeah, and then that show was just nothing like it was just Hogwarts and shit from what I remember. But.
Well, they something that bothers me about it is that they made witches a different species, so that like she's half weird. I'm half a witch.
I know they always that shit happens all the time, and
word witchcraft like that. They're not different species.
Right.
Like that's a stupid way to do it.
It is a stupid concept.
I don't know. I just that bugs me.
A lot of fantasy does that now, but to speak to the one of the things I thought was cool in the Masters of the Universe series, well animated and everything. There was a lot I liked about it, but one of the villains that steps up is Triclops in that show, and he starts this whole techno cult. Maybe you listened to the Double Toasted review for that, but he starts this whole techno cult, and there's like. He'll basically just drag people in and force people to drink this like nanite type shit, which just kind of turns them into a cyborg on the spot. And every time that happens, it's just like horrifying. Every time, like the guy's eye just like shoots out of his skull, and just like he's just always the eye is like connected to a robot tendril. That's his eye socket now, and it's just always like sticking out of his head now, and they're in agony. All these people that have been turned into, and Triclops is like, yeah, you like this shit, and he's like this prophet of the motherboard or whatever is what he keeps preaching about, and how they're gonna wipe out all magic in the users and kill them all and make everything technology.
Interesting.
So that was cool. I mean, like, to be honest, I like. What people really didn't like about that Masters of the Universe cartoon is that He-Man's not really in it, and that's a fair reason to not like it. But what was cool is it gives the other characters the ability to actually step up and see if they can be interesting.
Oh, is that head missing off that guy?
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. I think you need pills, dude.
Yeah. Like his own cybernetic.
You need hella pills right now. Lazarski. That doesn't even sound like a real Polish last name. It sounds like Lazarus mixed with Bazinski or whatever, you know. Lazarinsky.
Operational efficiency restored.
Huh.
This is Lazarski 656210, setting up a crime scene.
Oh, your last name is Lazarus?
Yeah, that's
okay.
R1 to activate electromagnetic vision.
Compass for connection.
Yeah, but I'd say that I found every character in the He-Man show or the Masters of the Universe show interesting, except for the character they kind of replaced He-Man with as the main character, Teela. She's kind of the protagonist through most of the series, and she's the least interesting of all the other characters. I was interested in every other character around her.
Okay.
You know, even her friend, maybe girlfriend, but it was really just a friend in the series. But she would have been a better character. She was more likable than Teela was. I don't know. So.
Okay.
So overall, it was good, and it ends in a really awesome way.
Sure.
but I do feel like they're not going to be able to win fans back over unless they put He-Man front and center a little more so again in the next season. I mean, He-Man's got Adam or He-Man or Adam has to serve some kind of role.
Sure.
To kind of gloss over the bad will the show has with I'm hearing about all the time on the internet that fans have with the show, but
Collateral damage.
I definitely had heard. I mean, I hadn't watched it, but I definitely had heard a lot of negative
yeah.
sentiment.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are hating it because they're thinking it's a He-Man show without He-Man in it.
Sure.
And that's true. That's a valid criticism. But the He-Man, every moment he's in it, he's portrayed as rather heroic, and Kevin Smith even kind of repeated that beat with Green Arrow in his Green Arrow comic where Oliver Queen's in heaven, and they're trying to go find him in heaven.
Okay.
They basically redo that story beat where they're trying to find Adam in heaven and shit.
Okay.
And so I felt like that was Kevin Smith recycling some material a little bit there, but
Interesting.
But it was good. I enjoyed it, even for He-Man not being in it. But I do feel like...
I'm just curious. I mean, you finish that thought first,
Yeah.
but then after
then
that...
no, what were you going to ask?
Well, I was just curious for, like, how would you describe it for, like, someone like me who's never really liked that series or
Band of
franchise
He-Man.
before? Would you say
sure.
it's a good, like,
I
hey,
think...
if you're not into this might be a version of it that...
Well, yeah, because obviously the
Might
people
be.
that are going to be most upset about the show are people attached to the He-Man 80s cartoon and
Right.
toys and all that, and so those are going to be the ones most upset that He-Man's not in it very much.
Sure.
You, I think, would like it because it actually does invest you in these
In the
characters
world and stuff,
and the world. It invests you in these characters in the world a bit more so in depth in a way that obviously the 80s cartoon never did.
Sure. Because my basis for enjoyment out of that franchise is entirely based on Robot Chicken's version of Skeletor.
Oh, sure. Right, yeah, right, absolutely.
I don't want to go to the dentist, Molar.
Well, and Skeletor ends up getting a really cool-ass moment by the end of this first season at like a truly cool villain moment for Skeletor.
Okay.
Because they talk about that, like Skeletor, he kind of gets punked out all the time, obviously, in the 80s series, and then Robot Chicken makes fun of him as this jokey, kind of pathetic villain.
Right.
And they kind of talk about that in a meta sort of way in this first season of that show, where they're talking about, like, all his former, followers of Skeletor, these other villains, like Evil Lyn and Triclops and shit, Beastman, and they're all like, yeah, Skeletor was like a fucking, he called himself the Lord of whatever, but he was actually the Lord of Failure, in our eyes, and and Skeletor even kind of owns up, like, in a way at one point in the show to like, yeah, I've had some setbacks, that's true, but in the end this is going to kind of work out for me, and in the end it kind of does, so.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So, yes, I think you actually would like the show because it's got decent writing in it and stuff, and the animation's always good,
Yeah.
What the fuck do we have here?
I definitely
Wolverine
thought...
kill him? Like, did Wolverine kill this guy?
Wolverine, yeah. Or Deathstrike or whatever. I just totally thought there was going to be a lot more He-Man in that cartoon.
Sure.
I do have to admit that.
Advertise it as though it was a show about He-Man.
Right. I mean, I figured it was just going to be a pretty action-heavy show. Every episode of He-Man doing some cool shit. But it's a little deeper than that in some ways.
And that's a good thing, though. I mean,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it is. But one of the characters they try and make deeper, the Tila character, by making her the protagonist, doesn't work because
Sure.
the thing she's mad about is ridiculous. You know, she just finds out that Adam was really He-Man all this time, and then she's like, "You lied to me about that? I was one of Adam's I was Adam's best friend or something. Why wasn't I let in on that secret when only like 3 or 4 people on that entire planet knew who he was?
Right.
So it's not like you were the only one left out.
Right.
And he was like literally saving the world all the time.
Right.
And then she found out who he was in the middle of him literally saving not just that planet, but the entire universe in which they live.
Right.
He saved it and gave up his life to do that. And then she's like, that selfish bitch, you know? She's just like, that asshole. How dare he try and do something good for me, you know?
So, I mean, how much does that hurt the show overall, that character then? Because it sounds like a pretty awful lead character.
It is. So, therefore, you have to like, which I do think they did a good job making all the other supporting characters likable.
Right.
And, you know, I've heard criticism saying that, like, I don't know, He-Man's dad or whatever is an asshole acting out of character.
Sure.
But that 80s cartoon existed in a world, in a political climate, and it had the kind of tone where everybody was acting on their best behavior. These cartoon characters being sold to 8-year-olds were acting like, oh yes, everything's chipper and, you know, we'll save the day and all that stuff. And so when his dad...
Well, we don't have a code for this yet.
You know.
We hack it. Find static numbers.
When his dad finds out that fucking his son has died, he has an emotional outburst, God forbid, and he's like, Man-at-Arms, you knew about this shit or whatever? And he's like, well, yes, sire, but, you know, and then he's like, look, get out of my fucking face, and if you come back, I'm executing you, you know?
Right.
And yes, it may be, like, a bit out of left field for people, but it's like, he's a dad who just lost his son. I imagine he's going to be kind of angry and upset about that. And then, did he mistreat Man-at-Arms, but people can kind of do some shitty things sometimes when they're irrational and emotional, you know, so.
Right. No, absolutely.
And it's an introduction a little bit of, like, that kind of Game of Thronesy tone to it, where all of a sudden these political leaders are acting like people with power all of a sudden. He's not just this benevolent king.
Truly, they are and fully the ones with the power at that point, or? Right.
Well, I mean, he's always been, you know, you always got this idea in the old cartoon that he was this good king and shit. But
for this key, you can see the Rutger Hauer's body.
But but I don't think because somebody that looked kind of slim to be actually
younger, too.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, it's, you know what, the password is 1984, isn't it?
Oh, interesting.
Archaic for you, Adam.
Printed on paper is archaic.
That's cool.
Well, we know the first number... Oh, wait, no, it's over here. We know the first number, or the last number in this password is 4, so I'm going to assume... Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that should shut off the security system. Can we open this?
But yeah, I would have to be a little honest that if they did a second season of that show where He-Man didn't play more of a part in some capacity, I would feel a little bit like, what was the point of this show if it was to completely strip it of its original main character?
Right.
And just have him, you know, fucking...
Well, does it feel like it's trying a little too hard to be woke for the sake of it?
A little bit. I mean, yeah, it's pushing, you know, this woman where I'm not sure if she ever gave, like, overtones of being, or undertones of being homosexual in the 80s series. I haven't seen enough and paid enough attention to 80s He-Man to look for all the hints that Teela was gay. I don't know.
Sure.
But
there's nothing not wrong with retconning that if the character wasn't very defined to begin with.
Yeah, the true. But the character decision
interesting with her, and she's actively annoying, is what you're saying. Then I mean, it really doesn't help.
Yeah. I mean, It's and like, like Double Toasted said in their review of it, they give her basically this girlfriend character,
Right.
but they never say that she's her girlfriend.
Right.
They never
They're
have,
not even really committing to the
They
fact.
never have them act like they're in a relationship.
Sure.
They could just be traveling companions and
right,
friends and
right.
shit. And I would have equally bought that if you told me that's what it was.
Right.
So yeah, it does seem
Even
like
if you're gonna do it, then do it.
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
Of a thing. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Just actually do it then.
yeah, and I'm sure there'd be some people annoyed about that too, but at least they'd be fucking committing to what they were saying they were gonna do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would take that. I'd take the commitment over
Yeah,
them.
I always
just the
think-
half kind of.
Yeah, that's a big problem with all these Disney properties lately. Not that Masters of the Universe is a Disney property, but all the Disney stuff.
Well, like
that
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast and Cruella and all. It's like every time they have a new Disney movie,
Remember the gay kiss in fucking Star Wars? That was like far off in the background, and they cut out of the Chinese release.
Yeah,
it was straight up like in the they talked about the first gay kiss in Star Wars like before.
and it was just in the background.
Oh yeah, dude, it's literally two extras during like
my
the celebration, like them all celebrating at the end of the movie, and they cut it out of the Chinese release.
Yeah, I hear the idea that Disney celebrates or endorses like gay culture sometimes, but to me it seems like Disney is homophobic.
Oh yeah.
If anything, if they just have this huge aversion to
actually showing anything.
Yeah, it's like a person walking down the street and seeing two, people making out that are, gay or lesbian or whatever, and then just be like, I'm not going to look in that direction. That's like what Disney movies are.
Yeah.
But every time a new Disney movie comes out, they're like, it's the first new gay this, the first new gay character.
It's also the same new gay thing that they keep saying too. It's specifically, I have heard them like 5 different times say the first gay kiss.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, it can't be the first.
Right.
After the first.
Yeah, I know.
Can't be the first anymore.
And it's kind of like, to me, that's like a bad route to take either way, because one, you're just saying that like, oh, it's gonna be the first gay this, but there's no way to really be that except for explicitly in your movie saying or showing some, gay behavior of the character. Mm-hmm. It's even worse if they just name it, the person, as like this.
Right.
Look at this,
Look at this
gay person over here.
Yeah. Like, it feels
then,
exploitative if they do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if all of these first gay things that they keep trying to keep doing, in these movies, if they didn't publicly pat themselves on the back for putting those things in the movie, and you just went and saw the movie, and they just happened to be there, no one would even talk about it, and then we'd just move on.
Right.
No one would care.
Yeah.
It would just be like, oh, cool, it's good that seems normal.
Right.
It would just be like, oh, it's good that seems like a normal thing, and that like it wasn't a big deal. The problem is the fact that they're making a big deal out of it one way or another, right? In either a negative or a positive way.
Right.
It should be just a matter of fact. It should just be a thing that exists.
Yes, right.
Rather than being this tool of, because they're using it as a tool of promotion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see here. Let's got a little stuff to read here.
Yeah.
So I know you're busy. You're a busy man and all, but we got to talk now. I think they're on to me for real this time. I'm almost certain someone followed me home yesterday, and today I saw this weird guy outside my window, just standing there. If you can't guarantee my safety, then I'm out. I got enough problems as it is. HN. As far as our little mule goes, I don't know what that means. Don't worry, I can manage her. She's not like us. She knows she's in over her head, and it clearly terrifies her. She can't expect too much, or you can't expect too much from a simple mind. For now, just focus on your work and leave the human relations.
So is this the email of the weird stalker guy that's standing in her window?
I don't think we know who's. This is the email of whoever the headless body is that we just found.
Oh, I see.
This is where like the tracking of the son character led us to, but that's not the son whose body we found.
Okay.
But that's someone else. So I don't think we really know.
Because I got the impression the first email was of this girl talking about this guy standing in her window, and the second email was that guy in the window. Now he's dead because of.
Well, maybe.
I don't know.
HN. We're piecing it together.
We'll have to play a little more to figure out, obviously, but yeah.
Calm down, maintain focus, eyes on the prize. J. Glad you liked the piece. I think it captured the essence of what we're trying to accomplish. Okay, so that's the male. Tragic accident or insurgent. Okay, so that's what they were talking about earlier on the phone, right? With the whoever that was checking up on us.
Right.
Corrupted data. Okay, so I can't do anything with any of those. Programs. Home security. Open gate. Okay, cool.
Security system. Even crime scene.
Okay. Alright, well that was the main goal, I guess that's what we were trying to do there.
The other problem with like always announcing something like you're rolling out the red carpet for some big thing that's going to happen in a movie is you give people expectations that's going to be a big deal in
Well,
the
then
movie.
if it's not a big deal, then
Yeah.
all you're doing is disappointing those people.
Attention, tenants.
Yeah.
This is essential lockdown procedure. There is no need for concern. Remain in your apartments and await further instruction.
5 more years of COVID, and this is what we're going to be dealing with.
Yeah. So, fair assessment.
This is essential lockdown procedure. There is no need for concern. Remain in your apartments and await further instruction.
Huh. Yeah, this feels like oppressive sci-fi.
Yeah. Yep.
This is essential lockdown procedure.
God, this fucking house is angry. No, can we not? Okay. This is the bathroom.
Yeah.
Can't even
But I should clarify that what I was trying to say, like,
bathroom.
with the, you know, like having some of these gay characters, they almost introduce them like they did in sitcoms where they were afraid to introduce gay characters, and they're
Right.
like, hey, meet my gay friend. Like a person would actually character would introduce another character like that
Right.
in a show, and
Well,
it feels
as
like
soon as you
what
make-
Disney is doing in movies. He's like, hey,
Right. Well, it's the problem with as soon as you make the fact that they're gay the reason they exist.
yeah, it's
Is-
like,
well, then you're not.
well, you're
treating
you're
it like
trying to
it.
sell me on this human being.
Well, it's just. I mean, the whole point of
You're using this human being like chattel to get
Yeah.
my money for a ticket, you
Yeah.
know, and at the
absolutely. Well, that's. I mean, that's the thing is like I think what you want.
yeah,
is-
you should be trying to sell a person on a human being instead of selling them a human being. You know, I
Right.
feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
I'm looking into it, man.
Yeah, that's how I would reword that.
Looking into it? Are you out of your mind? We might all be infected.
You don't know that.
Well, there's
Best thing
some.
we can do is stay calm and
And let them come and slaughter us? I won't let them take me. I won't.
Kind of a weird voice. He has like a 40s Disney cartoon character's voice. or
Yeah, you
something.
did. Huh. So there's an infection of some kind that we're.
Maybe it is
Also having to-
COVID.
Yeah, no shit. This is only, 2030.
right.
This is how bad it's
yeah,
gonna
right.
get.
Just like, yeah.
KPD, I need to talk to you.
Get away from me, man. I got a piece on me, and I ain't afraid to use it.
No, you don't.
no, you don't.
Oh, I know how you get your answers. I got nothing to tell you.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. So these little screens with the eyeballs on them, those are literally, they're like doorbells.
Right. Oh, well, that's a cool idea, though.
Like the entire. Huh.
What do you want?
Got a minute, sir? KPD.
Oh, God, they're here. The cleaners are here.
So just our presence is scaring people to the point that they just will not come out of there.
KPD, I need to talk to you.
Pepper's dreaming.
Will you get these kids to shut up? I'm fucking talking here.
Fuck, I'm talking here. I'm walking here.
Is it supposed to be New York or something, this place?
I don't think we know.
Oh, okay.
I thought I told you to shut up.
Sounds like some East Coast
It does.
environment there.
Okay, so it's a guy.
Yeah, well, Seen him once or twice. I might have a vague recollection.
Could you give me a vague description?
Maybe. What's it to you?
What's it to you? You gonna give me a cannoli?
You might have been staying in that apartment.
You'll be sleeping with the cannoli soon.
You're gonna sleep with the cannolis. That's a great fucking...
Just to make it way more ridiculous.
I'm gonna go send him to sleep with the cannolis.
He'd be rolling around in cannolis, I tell you.
I swear, if you don't shut up this instant.
How much more of this are we gonna listen to?
I don't know.
Young,
These kids
early his
keep
20s,
interrupting him.
Medium height, medium build. He wasn't very memorable.
Okay. Anything suspicious?
Suspicious around the building. Any strangers skulking around?
Nah, I don't pay much attention to the
Yeah, I've seen some guineas walking around.
Bunch of losers.
I like that these kids aren't even doing anything that bad. They're just saying, you're dumb. No, you're dumb.
Right.
And then the parents like, shut the fuck up.
You stupid son of a bitch.
Jesus.
Those kids are gonna be sleeping with the cannolis.
They will. An abusive dad if I ever seen.
Filed for a status upgrade.
To a B-class district in no time.
Sent the file for a status upgrade to like live in a different place.
Wow. Maybe that's an idea we should use in the comics at some point.
Right. Alright, so most of these people aren't even answering their doors. This person's got like a calculator.
Right. It does look like a Texas Instruments calculator I
Right.
would have used in middle school.
It's got like a kind. It's got like some phone symbols on it, but like. Oh yeah, this place sucks. I mean, just like. I mean, well, I know Blade Runner would suck to live in, but like,
Yeah.
what's this?
Does it go up your ass? Is it like an ass rectal thermometer?
Yeah.
Synchrosine.
I mean, I get it's kind of thick to be a rectal
Synchrosine?
thermometer.
They refer to it as synchrosine. No, it's just a little.
Does it like maybe like a biological substance that connects you to the internet?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
That would make sense.
Which I mean, yeah, that's
That's a
kind
cool
of what I'm
idea.
assuming. All right, I think we checked all the apartments over here. Yeah, I got it. That one. Huh. Okay.
Hi, this is Tom.
And Irene!
We hope you're having a positively peachy day.
Oh, we sure do!
Sadly, we're not in right now. But you can leave your message after the beep, and we'll get back to you as soon as we're home.
Yay! Oh, I mean, beep!
Were they drunk when they recorded that voice?
It sounds like they were fucking drunk.
Hi, this is Tom.
I know, I'm walking away. Nope.
Damn it, you still have to hear it.
Positively peachy day.
Oh, okay.
I would have liked if it would have. Well, at least
okay, it did. It ended. Also, like, okay, where was the?
Is there a way to leave this shithole?
Well, I don't think we've had. Yeah, okay. Oh, so just, look at this bathroom. It's not. There's not enough space to close the door. Also, there's
Just
a lot.
flies everywhere.
Yeah. No, this is a gross. This is a gross place.
I always know I want to take a shit where there are a bunch of flies.
Well, I mean, someone else did, so it was
Right,
good enough for
exactly.
someone else. So.
Yeah, it's just
You're being
there's
a
been no
shit
fl-
snob.
I'm sorry about that. I'm very particular about my shit.
The building is under
You know, in India,
no external connection.
they've only got like really started like in mass like society in India. They have only really gotten toilets as like a fairly recent thing,
I think I remember you telling me
and
about
it's
that
kind
before.
of like
Did you
Only
know?
younger people used to, like, it's like a hip younger person thing to use to shit in a toilet.
Did you know in America only younger people will go into the public bathroom area facilities in parks and shit on top of the topmost toilet seat, so you're afraid to lift up the toilet seat and then therefore use the toilet?
Wait, they shit on the toilet seat?
Yeah.
What?
I told you about that one time. It was like years ago. Me and my dad were walking around Lake
Just like
Fayette.
one time it happened? Or
Well,
like
one time was enough. One time was enough. And we were walking around Lake Phelan, and I just went to use the bathroom, and somebody had put down both toilet seats and shit on the top one, so that people would be afraid to lift it up and use the toilet.
Right.
That's like some evil fucking shit.
Psycho.
That's somebody who should have been shot right then and there.
Yeah, no, it just fucking killed him.
Yeah.
Something awful.
Just take a deep breath. It's gonna be fine.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? I'm just gonna sit here and wait for them to fix it. Can you talk to me some more? It makes it kind of easier.
I gotta say, like, I'm
wasting my time.
Like, I'm invested a little bit in the world of this game. It's doing a kind of job of making this seem kind of immersive, the world.
Sure.
But I'm not really invested in the video game itself as a game yet. Do you know what I mean? Because so far we've just been stuck in this shitty apartment.
It must have been at least 7 or 8 years.
Ever had a lockdown before?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you know, back in 2020.
Ever?
Well, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, you know.
Gorsky the Giant.
Homer today. You an AMA fan?
AMA.
Not really.
AMA, yeah, I haven't heard that.
Like you are.
Of course I don't know who won since my projector went out. Why are my hands shaking?
Didn't he just say a second ago his projector never goes out?
Or like, yes, but it just did, so it's like weird. That because it normally doesn't.
So,
If it's always on, he should be replacing that bulb a lot.
You'd think so.
I understand. It's no problem. I'll just sit here alone. God, I'm really starting to sweat like a pig.
Well, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
Looks like a pig, sweats like a pig, you know.
Okay.
I'm just making inferences if he's just always sitting on his ass watching a projector 24/7, you know what I mean?
Okay, I think we've officially looked at every apartment, or like checked every apartment in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what we're supposed to be doing.
Like, it's really well designed and everything, and the graphics are cool, and I like...
There's a little bit of a lack of, like, direction.
And eventfulness.
Well, see, that's the thing is, if we're doing the right thing, then there might be eventfulness.
Right,
But
right.
it's not clear I'm not 100% clear on what the right thing to do
I do feel like
So-
the bar minimum for any video game is some eventfulness, though. You know.
Right,
I do
but
think
again, though,
that's fair
if we're
to
not
say,
doing
right?
the right thing yet...
I know.
then-
I'm just saying, but if there's never any eventfulness in the game, we
I mean, we
see
did
that
find
as
a headless
flaw.
body.
You know. Yeah, but we've had to listen to a lot more voice messages on voice machines so far.
There. Okay. So that's a dead end. That's like a really...
It must be night outside. Well, it was night when we were in the car. That's right.
Definitely was. Yeah, I'm just a little not
Lost or?
yeah, a little bit. I'm
Well,
just
that's-
not sure.
Well, can you go
Where?
through any of these doors or?
I don't think so.
Go ahead.
Oh wait. Oh, that's just okay. That's just closing that one.
What the hell?
We have this like scan. He's like, we have like two different ways of. Oh, there's just a bird in here. Okay, multiple birds.
Like, it's a really cool level design. I just hope it leads to another level, you know?
I'm sure it will. I just have to figure out where the fuck I'm actually supposed to go. Not into this room.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you've tried every door, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, it's because the whole thing, right, is like, I triggered that's going into that first main apartment where the murder victim was, triggered a lockdown.
Right.
And now we're trying to figure out how to get... I think that's what we're trying to do, is figure out how to get out.
And I would assume this electromagnetic vision would
help us with that.
Well, what was... When you looked at the air kind of grate up there, could you do anything with that, or... Why has it got that, like, green square field around it?
I think that might just be kind of an art design thing.
Oh, it just looks like
that. Part of that, because there's so much stuff that's holographic, I think it might just be. Okay. That's just going to register as, yeah. That compass Hermes 33 to 45. Huh.
That's cool.
Okay.
Huh. Do you get the idea that people that watch, games on Twitch and stuff, that they're ever like yelling at the person like, you do this, or something like that?
Well, it's definitely an experience. Oh, there's a security camera. Okay. Anything with that? No? Okay. I definitely think that is an experience that is pretty common. I'd say it's more common with stuff that's not live, though. Oh,
right.
God, no.
Right.
No. Don't talk to me.
I know. Had enough of that damn couple.
We're not in right now. But you can leave your message after the beep.
No way. I do think that is a pretty common experience. But I think it's less common with like live streaming, just because if somebody is watching it, they can literally in the chat just go like, hey, do this. They can actually point it out to you at least.
Oh, sure.
They might still have that thought to like yell at whoever's playing the game, because it's probably I'll be the first to say it. It is probably something very simple and obvious that we're missing.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's
probably something that I just somehow did not notice.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, what is this? Okay. So we totally just found a keypad that we probably walked by like 5 times.
Okay. Well.
Okay, at least we did find something.
Yeah.
And yeah, this door doesn't have a ringer on it.
What would the number be? Find static numbers, though. 4 down there. And the other 4. And then...
6.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
okay, cool. So that was it. That's pretty simple. All right. Okay. Yeah. Now we're into a different place.
Oh, God. Another hallway.
At least it isn't the same one. Make sure that stays closed behind us. Just so we...
You think the kind of money they spend on electricity in these buildings, they could spend on pest control just like a little bit?
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking birds in here.
I'm surprised there just isn't a fucking whole ecosystem going on in this.
Well, maybe they brought the birds in to
eat the
other whatever, the rats or whatever else is in here.
That's what you're asking.
Seriously? We haven't had a cop around these parts in ever, I guess.
There's just never been a cop.
What? That also sounds like some 2020 shit. If you.
Yeah, well, case log updated. And we find a woman who tried to contact the victim. She might... Oh, okay, that's what we're doing. We need to find the woman who tried to contact the victim. She might still be in the building. Her compass ID was HN. So the woman we read about in that email that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, that gives me slightly more of I understand what we're trying to do.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Janitor left the door open.
And I hope I didn't use too dated a reference when I brought up Game of Thrones earlier. Because that's pretty dated to me now. And I only describe it as like applying like real world modern sensibilities to like a medieval fantasy setting. You know?
Yeah.
That is what I meant.
Nanophage and I.
Huh.
But not. Hold on, what's the kid's whole
Is that like a play on like the king and I, but nanophage and I?
What is a nanophage though? And then it's an eyeball in one hand, and then I'm not sure what the other thing that this kid's holding was.
I've maybe heard that word before. I'm gonna Google that real quick.
Okay, we got another computer. Alright, dear Mr. Jerkowski. Wow, it really is Polish.
I swear, it's just everyone's a bukkake in here.
Is a Polish studio, maybe? That could be why.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are, but they could be.
Bukowski, bukkake.
Bukkake is not Polish. We all greatly appreciate your exemplary service and the sacrifices you've made for your country. The VRI policy enforces a strictly proactive stance on helping our brave veterans reintegrate with society. Regular coverage requires a deed of permanent B-class employment presented to our representative on an annual basis. Your current janitorial position simply does not qualify. Given these circumstances, we must sadly deny your claim and are therefore forced to terminate your participation in the program effective immediately. As of today, the Veteran Pension Fund will no longer cover your periodic maintenance of your cybernetic prosthetics. We wish you all the best. Veteran Rehabilitation Initiative. This is an automated message. Do not reply. Alright, this has gone on long enough.
Whoever's watching this, I apologize for all the reading that's going on in this video game right now. I know video games should be antithetical to reading to some degree, but
to some degree. I mean,
we can't excise all intelligence from video games, but you know,
it depends on how it's done.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't give a crap anymore. One more message, I'll find you and beat the fucking junk out of you.
The junk out of, like his testicles?
Like your testicles will come out of you. My mother can no longer take the shit. She's sick of telling you over and over that her husband died 18 years ago. She's moved on. No one wants to relive the past. For the last time, Mike Jawowski.
Oh my god! All these Owskis, god damn it.
Mike Bukkake has been dead for a long time. Just remember this time, even if it's a toss-up between this and remembering when to take a dump. Because the next message you send her will earn you a broken fucking jaw. Consider this your final warning.
Well, that message was kind of exciting, I'll say that. That was the most exciting part of the game so far, was that message about Bukkake and taking shits on
boys and
junk.
girls will continue to defend us from the Eastern hordes.
I'd like to meet some of those Eastern hordes, because it's getting a little boring with all these fucking European Polish people right now, I gotta say.
Hey, Nader. Ralph Nader.
Oh. But then is that a Novak in there too? Helena Novak? I'm pretty sure that's it.
Frankowski, Skalski, Nowak,
oh my God.
Lodansky, Nader, Solarski, Karski.
What the hell, dude? I've got nothing against the Polish, but we've got to move into a new neighborhood, dude.
What is that? With fire and sword. Spiders!
What?
I don't know.
That is like... Oh, you gotta play this, dude. Play this.
Fire and sword.
Yeah.
Spiders. There's bloody spiders again. Oh, wow.
Wow. It looks like E.T. or something.
Yeah, this is like really old school game. Like, okay. So we got the sword.
Get all the Reese's Pieces in this level, dude.
I think I beat... Oh, I did it.
Don't play that again.
Well, yeah, no, we're not gonna.
Is that a bad title even for a generic, like, fictional made-up video game title? Fire and Sword Spiders?
Fire and Sword Spiders!
I feel like if that had come out in real life in the 80s, it wouldn't have been popular long, you know?
I didn't see this guy's skin grafts before.
He looks like fucking Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
sent for one. Of you. To get into his head.
Well, I like the story going on with this guy so far.
What do you think? I'm not a threat, or quite? Or
You fought in the war. I like the story going on.
Is that why you got all this junk in you?
Got all these testicles.
It's filled with testicles.
Borrowed through armor. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring back memory.
No, bring back some more memories. I like where we're going with this. If we can trigger some PTSD here, I think it's worth doing.
Okay.
What's the most triggering thing we could say right now? What's the most that's what we
boom!
Damn.
Yeah, tell me, how long has he been living there? Yeah, maybe longer. Not good with time.
Like, good with experiencing it, or?
Didn't get out.
Yeah, I think he means like recalling it. Like.
Oh, sure, yeah.
All right, then, man. Let me know if it comes back to you.
The war, you know?
The war!
The war.
Trying to get it open. Rudy and I think it might be the nanophage. You had any recent
So
outbreaks?
the
Oh yeah,
nanophage
nanophage is designed to devour nanites.
Okay, so it's a computer virus that is shutting down both security systems and also people's physical, like, cybernetic enhancement. That's what it is in the context of this game.
Okay.
It is a disease that is like.
Can we lift the lockdown from the inside?
Oh, okay.
somehow? Or get a message out? No. Keep people in. Isolate, accommodate, alleviate.
Huh? I'm the most into this guy's dialogue so far.
He's the only character we've actually had like face-to-face interactions with.
Right, yeah, that's true.
I take it Rudy's the robot. Multifunction service and maintenance. Drone. Don't lose it. What? Wanders off. Sometimes. Need to track manually. All right. I'm heading out. Can you give me full access to the building? Assistance. Unstable. Unlocked. What I could. Thanks. You better stay here. There might be some very nasty people out there. Nasty? Bad. Look, just stay safe.
Yes.
I don't think English is this guy's first language.
I'm dead.
I wonder if English is the first language of the people who developed this game. Do you think is it a European game
That's
company?
a good question. I genuinely am not sure.
That would explain all the European, Roman, Hermes, Polish, you know.
Roman. Well, yes, it is a Polish video game developer.
Man, I call that shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it definitely was getting clear at a certain point.
Yeah.
This developer also did.
Does the game maybe take place in Poland, like a futuristic Poland?
I mean, that probably is the case. Let's see. I could pull.
In which case, I forgive all the Polish people being in it.
Let's see. Is this supposed to? Yep. No, it's set in Poland.
Oh, okay. All right, I take back whatever biased things I might have been saying about Polish
Here's a little
people.
extra background on the basic world of the game, so we maybe have a better sense of what's going on in the plot. But Observer is set in 2084, Krakow, Poland, after the nanophage, a digital plague that cost the lives of thousands, resulting in war and rampant drug use. After Chiron, a megacorporation, took control of Poland and manifested the Fifth Polish Republic, a police unit known as Observers was put in control of the denizens with license to hack their minds, which is what we are. Drugs and hologram addicts were made Class C citizens and cast off to live in tenement buildings.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's the basic, like, covers at least, like,
Sure.
there's this a basic understanding of what's going on in the game right now.
And to me, that kind of explains maybe a little how they got Rutger Hauer in it because Rutger Hauer is Danish, I think.
Is he Danish?
A Danish actor, I believe so.
So the exit, I'm assuming, yeah, there's some robots trying to like hack the exit open here, but it's not.
Just
Hard
ram.
work and patience is all it takes to achieve a civic status upgrade.
All right. Just like kind of ram that robot through the door. If you
I
can.
mean, that seems like it would be a good idea, but so this is part of the problem with over. I mean, this is a very real issue with over. We are
Following that, right.
but with like making our world overly technological, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're never going to be able to stop this kind of problem, right?
Right.
Like, well, that's creepy looking.
That's Hitler? Or no, that's too big a mustache to be
To be Hitler. Well, shit, what do you think? We can go upstairs or downstairs?
Let's do downstairs first.
Okay.
Try and find some skeletons. The figurative
Night vision
kind.
on here.
Try and find some figurative skeletons. Actually, some real skeletons would be cool, too.
Real skeletons.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that just led to another staircase.
Because this observer cop character that Rutger Hauer is he just kind of a detective, too?
I think so, but like it's
Okay.
like you link directly into people's like brains, right? And then like relive the moments of like their murder. Oh shit!
Oh, shit.
Did we get outside? I mean, I know we're probably not supposed to leave because we're looking for that woman in the investigative
Sure.
apartment 104. Okay, so we at least know what apartment we're going to now.
Yeah. Do we know if that's apartment 104, or can we find an address? Google Maps it, perhaps?
Google Maps. You'd think that would be better. And no, it's definitely the same building here.
Okay.
But hey, at least there is an exit. Oh, and that's that shitty bathroom where you couldn't close the door.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's go upstairs.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's see.
105,
114.
Okay. So
we're definitely heading in the right direction.
is it like 105 through 114 on this side?
think
Because
so.
if you went the other direction, maybe that would be a lower half of rooms.
We're looking
room
for
numbers.
what was it?
104. I thought so. Maybe we have to go
yeah,
back.
that was the other side then.
You noticed there's been a lockdown. Lock? Fuck. I didn't quite catch that.
I don't think we need to talk to this guy.
I do love when Europeans try to. Sometimes when Europeans make things in English, it's kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it sometimes doesn't sound as natural as maybe,
No.
I don't know, a British person or American person speaking.
Well, like
English.
Heavy Rain, right, is a good
Right.
example of that. You remember
Yeah.
that game?
Right.
Because in that game, it's this game made by this French Canadian studio, and all the characters are doing like.
Are they the
American
same ones that did
accents.
Beyond Two Souls?
Yes.
Okay.
And then most recently, Detroit Become Human,
Yeah,
which I
right,
think is
right.
their best game.
Yeah,
Like
right.
for sure, I think.
Well,
Detroit is
I
the
really
best.
loved Beyond Two Souls when I saw you play that the whole way through that one time. I loved Beyond Two Souls and the lore of that world. And everything.
Yeah, that was I enjoyed that game a lot. It was not the most popular in general, but
Sure.
I've always been a fan of. Even Heavy Rain, I like. It's, just not like.
Yeah, Heavy Rain
Something's
was
going on.
interesting. Yeah.
Heavy Rain. It was a prototype. You know.
Sure.
Okay, so we're locked in here. Hello, welcome to the show. It's not
Right.
the most interesting, the most active game at the moment, but
We've read a lot.
we've read some.
We've read some.
We've read some.
By American standards, that's a lot.
Oh, his face looks a little. I mean, I don't hold it against them. This is an indie studio with a very small
absolutely.
budget. It is a bit
I mean,
of
it still looks like regular hour. You know?
It does, it does. Oh, it looks like both people left.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, the door. Okay, the door's opening in. Interesting. Oh, the robot came and opened the door for us. Thanks, man.
That's the best that robot's ever been. Of all the robots I knew, he was the most human.
Is this... Okay. Yeah, this is going back to... Of all the robots I knew, he was the most human.
Yeah.
Okay, so 105, 114.
104.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hey, you! I can hear you out there. Help me, please.
What's up, Polish man?
Oh, I heard this awful noise. What's going on? No. Oh, God.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
Today?
Well, what's so special about today?
I was scheduled to undergo a medical procedure. It's
something to do with his dick.
They're removing my junk.
They're taking my dick off.
I didn't want to see it go, but it was about time.
It's fine. I'm just... I got
a condition called having a penis.
I like reading this junk context now into everything.
Sure.
I do.
Oh, corrective surgery.
Correct his penis is what they're going to do.
I'm wondering if you've seen anything suspicious lately.
Besides
penis. My very suspicious penis.
I haven't seen any penises in over 4 years. Oh, that's your condition, dude.
I really don't feel comfortable talking about
Fine, I won't waste your time then.
it. Wait, I did hear something. Quiet footsteps, deliberate, heavy breathing, angry, not hiding, hunting.
See, the voice actors do sound more natural just doing a Polish accent, like their natural Polish accent, than like the fake English that some of the other ones are doing.
Right.
Yes, my family lived outside the city with all manner of creatures.
What does that mean?
Creatures.
I don't. Okay.
Do they mean like European, whatever the Polish equivalent of like leprechauns are, or what was that?
I don't know.
That was the weirdest line yet, maybe.
With creatures.
Yeah.
Alright, this is 104.
Alright, thank God. Hey, it can open. Sweet.
Anyone here? Chiron Corporation ID.
Okay, so they work for the evil corporation. Alright. Oh, okay. It's another body. Starting to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Badly injured, but still breathing.
Oh, he's not quite dead, huh? Oh, because they have to be alive for you to do the mind hack thing.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Don't be afraid.
Which that's, I believe, kind of the main mechanic of this game.
Right.
Is hacking hacking minds to find information. So I'm glad we're finally getting to do that.
Yeah. I just hope as a gameplay sort of mechanic that it is more engaging than like, say in like some of the Arkham Batman games where you do that thing where you recreated that crime scene sort of.
Oh, in Arkham Origins where like...
Yeah, maybe it was Origins where you'd like replay this crime scene.
Yeah.
But it was ultimately one of the least interesting or least fun mechanics of the game because it was just watching this thing happen basically. There was no interaction in it. And so hopefully it's more interesting than that. We'll see. Is it going to plug into the throat?
Yeah, I think there's the chip on the back. Or, well, maybe. Alright, connect.
Subject approved. Commencing neural interrogation.
Just fucking jab it.
Yeah, just jab him with it.
This has to go into the brain, I guess. So are you the guy now?
I think we are playing the memory.
Oh,
So now we are
that's,
playing as that guy.
Well, that's interesting.
For the moment, as long as the sequence lasts, I think we're
Amir,
basically
is that
living
you?
through.
It's like I would try to avoid this fate.
Right.
Uh-oh. Zaz has been in this motherfucker.
Shit, not Zaz.
He got his ass.
He got his ass. And it's like, well, it's because it's like the person's like actively dying while this is happening, so.
Oh, sure. So
it's like really glitchy and
like cerebral decay going on or something. Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, that is cool.
Interesting. This definitely has a vibe that it's going for like a light horror almost.
Yeah, I like that.
Like it's not full on like horror, but it is kind of like light sci-fi horror. Oh yeah, and so you're just turning around. The environment's like changing kind of on you.
That was dope looking. I'm a little lost as to what's happening, but...
Yeah, I'm not totally sure either, but...
Wait, 209, it's like you're in...
Seems like we're in a different area of the building altogether now.
Wait, what? Uh-oh, that doesn't seem good. The hell's that, dude?
Don't know. Nothing there.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. See, I would think that we would want to go through this door probably.
Yeah.
Should seem to be able to open that one.
Podczas procesu suszenia rośliny następuje częściowa lekcenizacja hioscyaminy. Suszony surowiec zawiera zmienne ilości antropiny. Halucynogenne influencje surowca, obecnością alkaloidów troponowych, mechanizm ich działania polega na blokowaniu niektórych receptorów układu przeciwwspółczulnego. Silnie toksyczne działanie dotyczy zwłaszcza środka oddechowego.
Weird. Okay.
Sounds kind of European. Oh, interesting.
Well, this is the doorway.
Oh.
Oh, but this wasn't here before. So, like, yeah, the environment is just straight up changing.
Oh, that's
as we go back and forth.
Huh. Wow.
Which is also, that is very much something that the Layers of Fear games do. Is that, like, you could walk into a room and turn around and, like, where the area that you came from, supposedly, will be completely different. Like, you'll turn around and it'll be completely different. So I found this online, and I think I've been wanting to get an actual rug for the living room here for a while, and I found one that is the pattern that is the. That was kind of cool.
Wait, getting a what for the living room?
Just a rug.
Oh yeah,
for the living room, and I found one online that is it's the carpet, it's the pattern on it. It's the carpet of the Overlook Hotel.
Oh, that would be sick.
I thought for this kind of movie theater.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh shit!
It's very dark now. I mean, I'm guessing it. Oh wait, what?
Yeah, I opened the door and then we just got shot into a completely different environment. But yeah, I just thought for kind of the little mini movie theater look, that I've kind of gone for with my living room.
Yeah, of course. Do you think these are different memories in his head that he's being shot through?
Together? Honestly, probably.
Huh.
Yeah, it's probably his head's being probably super like mixed around. Huh. This game also, you know what? We also might make more headway in this game playing it at nighttime.
Yeah, right, sure.
Maybe like that may just be a better time because again
to see it, the projector
like if we
screen,
Part of it's just again playing it on a projector.
Sure.
The light in the room drowns out the image a little bit.
Yeah. No, that's a good, very fair point.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing is like even the Layers of Fear games, which I also we're like resetting where we are every time I walk through one of these doors. Like even those games, I don't think are amazing games, but they are experimental. And they do some interesting things.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Interesting. What the hell? Okay, so what room are we supposed to? Weird. But they always do something.
Is there anything on the TV that we're supposed to be watching?
It seems like it's just mixing back and forth between.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like keeps glitching us back into the same room here.
It's interesting, when video games are made, or to have a video game stripped of an action element, kind of all together.
Definitely trying to create more of just like a pure narrative experience, I think.
Sure, and Beyond Two Souls I saw as kind of a drama, the whole way through, and
totally.
Heavy Rain too. But Beyond Two Souls, it also like it was a very engaging drama, it was very.
This is like, oh wait, is that the same footage? Yeah, that's the same footage. Huh. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure where the game wants us to go.
Well, if we don't get anywhere in too much
for sure
longer, should we cut off this as the first part?
Yeah, for sure. If we don't figure something out here fairly soon, and then I could look up a guide on this part, so I could at least just get us to the next place.
That way I can eat too before work.
Interesting. Yeah, well, you know what? We're kind of stuck. I think here for the moment.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure out this part off camera, and then we'll come back, and I'll just know what to do.
Yeah, sounds good.
But that's part one.
I enjoyed it, man.
Do part two sometime.
Yes, we will, Sage. All right, see you then.
All right. The only sign off I have is just if you had fun, come back and have more fun.
Yeah, keep on keeping on.